Let us get on down to what we like to call square business around here at the Collector vs. Wild Show. It's BC the Brain Supreme. Collector vs. Wild Show brought to you by the Bryant Chambers Movement. How is everybody faring today? Bring your hard life and business questions. That's the purpose of this show. Certainly you can enjoy watching me play Madden, but I usually suck at video games, and this is just the backdrop. Give you something interesting to see while I'm talking about things and answering questions that may be less than interesting to watch. Certainly interesting to hear, because we'll be solving hard life and business problems. But we give you the Madden, we give you the games to give you a backdrop, something interesting to watch while you're waiting to have your question answered. So with that in mind, I pray everyone is doing fantastically well. I pray the sound of my voice finds you doing exceedingly abundantly above all you asked or thought. I'm going to take a sip of water. Delicious. Rah, rah, rah. I guess we don't sing that song anymore. What's the new fight song going to be now that we changed the name of the team? Kick his ass, Seabass.
And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches would approve.
Yeah, run, Cam. Good luck with that. You heathen, get out of here. You piss Rich off. Now you're going to get it. You done made Rich mad now, Cam. You going to run the ball? You going to try to run the ball? Come on, bro. Ain't nobody running the ball out here. Nobody's effectively running the ball on us. I ran right by him. That's on me. He's got, what, 2 rushes for 0 yards? Get these suckers out of here. They're not ready. Oh, man, we're having too much fun, ain't we? Boom, Cam. How you like them apples? Now this punter is actually smart, and he's kicking the punts away from me, because they saw last game where I ran 5 punts back for touchdowns. I guess maybe he forgot. He had a lapse in memory, I'm guessing. Wook up! Wook up! I told y'all stop kicking me the ball. I don't know why y'all don't listen to nobody.
They take over 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he is...
Oh, get out of here. I still don't understand why every Madden game has menu lag. How have you guys not fixed that in like 12 years of your video game? How do you still have menu lag? How is menu lag still a thing? Like, seemingly one of the easier problems to fix.
They'll get the first down and more inside the 20.
Them arm tackles ain't gonna get it, guys. We've had this discussion.
A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most,
push right through. Untouched. Untouched, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna play a little duck, duck, goose here. Goose ho. Oh, he tagged me. That's my dad. Ah, Dad, come on. It's a little father and son banter right there. My dad scoring touchdowns. He lives forever in Madden. Way to go, Pops. That's actually how big he is. He's not a large man. I don't know where genetically I came from, because I am substantially larger than everybody in my bloodline, including my biological relatives. I don't know where the genes skipped all these generations and made me big. But here we are. My dad's not small by any stretch. He just looks small in this game because everybody's... I think the shortest person in the game is 6'3". So besides my dad, who's 5'10", I think. Yeah, 5'9", 5'10". So he's not short by any stretch. It's just when he's standing next to all these freaking giants on the field who are 6'6", my son, 6'3", my other son, 7 feet, my other son. It's craziness. Typical Iowan says, "How are you doing today?" I'm doing fantastically. Typical Iowan. How are you doing? Is there anything typical about an Iowan, really? I mean that. Like, Iowa is such not a typical place. You don't hear. I know 2 people from Iowa. You and one of my mentors. That's it. The only two. So what is typical? It seems like being an Iowan is by nature atypical. So how does being a typical Iowan exist? Because it seems very abnormal to live in Iowa. Talk to me about that. How do we reconcile this dichotomy of sorts? I don't think dichotomy was the right word to use there, but I'm also not an English major and don't care. You know what I mean? Effective communication is knowing what the other person is trying to say, not them getting the words exactly right. Remember that. For those of you that obsess over the words being right, that's good, but just remember, is the communication effective even if the words aren't exactly right? If so, then you're winning. McCaffrey, get your black ass out of here. I know you're not black, but I'm calling you that. Sit down. Stop running the ball. Here we come. Yeah. I don't know why it keeps showing this defense, because this is not the starting defense I put out. My brother is on this defense, but he's only in on like dime package stuff. And by the way, I'm playing against the actual coach of the Washington football team, because this is an older version of Madden that's not updated with the rosters and coaches and players. So currently in this NFC championship, I am playing against the coach that actually coaches the Washington football team, and I am using the coach that got fired. And I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out.
So typical for an Iowan, atypical for the rest. Well, yeah. So what? That's what I mean. Like for you to say, "Yo, I'm a typical Iowan," I feel like the rest of the world doesn't know what that means at all. What's typical for an Iowan? What is typical about you? I need to know these things, man. I'm a very curious human being. I'm like a mad scientist. My curiosity often annoys the hell out of people because I ask thousands of questions. I'm like, Jesus, can you please just watch The Mandalorian and stop asking intellectual questions all the damn time? Like, no, I'm way more curious about this than watching The Mandalorian. Talk to me about it. Midwest stereotype, but again, I don't know, man, because I've been to Milwaukee. I've been to near Green Bay. I've been to, where else have I been in the Midwest? I've been to Ohio, different parts of it. Right, I've been to the Midwest. I've lived in Oklahoma, which is technically, I guess, considered more the South than the Midwest, but that's all right. But I've never been to Iowa. So are you guys a lot like Ohio, for example? So if I spent some time in Ohio, do I kind of get Iowa? If I spend some time near Green Bay and Milwaukee, do I get Iowa? If so, then all right. You guys kind of like being outside. You like farming. You like mostly being polite to people when you talk to them. You like Walmart. You guys love fucking Walmart. That is like the hangout. There it is, and the fumble. And Moreau finally gets a touchdown. The man of the hour. Reverend Moreau. Yeah. Now I'm coughing because I'm screaming. Boom. Get him, Moreau. You earned it. That guy is the pimp of the year. Get some, Moreau. You finally got your props, baby. Moreau finally coming up big. Nobody knows who he is. But I'm just celebrating him because he's hilarious. He, for like 8 games of the season, was the featured special teams player that Madden would keep showing. I was like, who is this dude? They keep showing him. And then now I see. He's a beast of special teams. That's his 3rd fumble recovery on special teams, and this one he took in for a touchdown. You know, I've also spent some time in, what are the corn states? What are some of those corn? Like Nebraska, I think have I been to Nebraska? Been to, what's that? Indiana. Spent time in Indiana, Illinois, in there, but no Iowa. So it's like when you say Midwest stereotype, I'm like, for real though? Because Ohio's quite a bit different. I mean, there's similarities for sure, but there are definitely differences to the time I've spent in Ohio versus the time I've spent in Wisconsin, for example.
And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 20.
Some similarities, but some differences, right? For example, like if you lived where I'm from, like technically I am from Virginia, but I live in the D.C. area. The D.C. area of Virginia is nothing like the rest of Virginia. They're not. They should be two separate states. They should just make this part of Virginia D.C. because Virginia is nothing like living here. Super friendly, way too outgoing people. Ranch, tomatoes, opes. I don't know what an ope is, but I'll take your word for it. It says super friendly, way too outgoing. We're more like Nebraska. Fuck Nebraska and Missouri. All right. We're more like Nebraska. Fuck Nebraska. I love that. I don't know why the way you wrote that is so funny, man. That's awesome. It's like Seattle and Portland. Like their economies in some ways feed off of each other, but they hate each other or whatever. I don't know how it works. The weird brotherly, sisterly relationship those two cities have.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down just inside the 10.
Big Lou with the tackle sack. Yeah, keep humping, Lou. Show it to him, Lou. Hump everybody. Don't let anybody loose. Hump everybody on this field. All in the ass.
And to think, there's still a long way to go.
There's still a long way to go in this first half, and they keep kicking it to the guy that scored 5 touchdowns last week, returning kicks because they're stupid.
They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Oh, he nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On first down, it's Chambers.
All right. Y'all brought everybody. You brought everybody, and I still got yardage. You understand me? Y'all better put a hit on somebody. All them arm tackles. There's my boys, Jesus Christ, or Yeshua Christ. In this case, I gave him his real name, not the Anglo-Saxon ridiculous version of it.
The game slows down and it's harder to move it. So you've got to avoid penalties, avoid turnovers, and not let your emotions get the best of you.
Wooka! Push through. Touchdown. Come on, dog. Come on now. What are we doing out here? Typical Iowan says, I've been told that Iowans are usually nicer than other Midwesterners because families usually don't move out, so neighbors stay the same for generations. Wow. Nebraska says they're the corn state, but Iowa is the corn state. So there's like a cold feud between that. That sounds like a feud between 4th graders. We're the corn state. No, we are. Both of you. Take a nap. Have some juice and some pretzels. That kind of describes America, though. That's every time I go on social media and listen to people bitching at each other. It's like, hey, 4th graders, adults that never fucking grew up and can't live in a world where people think and do things differently than themselves. Hey. Yay, human stupidity.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards.
Ryan says, I'm the chaos state. Uh-oh. That sounds overly dramatic.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar.
Y'all gonna keep running this ball when you know. When you know how we do business. You're gonna keep running this football. Here comes Big Lou. Big Lou.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They can't stop us, baby. Every time.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just...
We almost had a war over it in like the 1890s. Oh, humans. Brilliant apes. That's what we are. I have to go because it's the end of my lunch break. Take it easy. Typical Iowan. Get that lunch break on. Is that Lou or Rich? Okay, it was Lou. I was looking at the computer instead of looking at the game. I didn't realize we got a safety. Well done, defense. Cam Newton getting his ass beat. Get out of here.
Such a massive hole now. Gonna be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point.
And you should be mad. You're putting all kind of feet in your ass. All right, Quinn, let's do something.
This is brought in at the 21.
Hold on to that ball, Quinn. I want no fumbles out here.
Keep playing hard.
All right, are they going to call him? No, they're still running this silly-ass defense.
They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game.
Arm tackles, arm tackles. Keep arm tackling. Please keep arm tackles. Please keep throwing arm tackles. Diva-ass NFL players. And then you will not tackle anybody. You got to put pads on my guys, boy. We play old school. We hit. You come up to hit us, we ain't juking. I mean, we will if the juke is effective, but we will run over your ass. You understand me? Like, Ron Revere's your coach. You should know what's coming. He knows. Y'all are letting Ron down right now. All of you should be ashamed of yourselves. Your wives are ashamed of you. Your mothers, your dads. They're all disgusted. They turned the TV off. I can't believe my son sucks this bad. He does.
And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Let's go.
For conventional football 101 tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them
my brother, come on. You playing against the baddest safety in the game. That's your move? That's the baddest safety in the world right there. And that's your move? Quick screen. You think you're going to get away? I'm not going to read that and come hunt your ass down like he just did right there. Look at this hunting. Hunting to kill. You ain't getting no yards, ho. No yards.
Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Big Lou.
From the gun, here's Newton. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line
Safety time.
extend up into the
Safety
air.
time. All in your ass. Keep running. Keep running the ball, McCaffrey. You think you're going to break one like you do on the highlight reels? Not against this defense. Everybody on this defense can catch your little, what's the word? He's dainty. Your little dainty ass will catch you. This defense ain't playing that.
I think quarterbacks
Gotta
gotta
bounce out
see
of
that.
bounds.
Gotta find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
We play to win.
All right, let's open it up. Showtime. You ain't blitzing. Get out of here. You don't want to blitz. Look at you. Trying to act like you blitzing. You ain't blitzing nowhere. Touchdown. I got my 4 seconds to throw the ball. That's all I needed. End zone. End zone, ho. Spike that thing right in his eyeball. Wow.
Big play there. 67 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so
electric. He kicked everyone's anus in the anus with his electricity. I need to be an announcer because I would just say absurd things that make me laugh, and it would be totally not enjoyable to the rest of the audience, but I would have a ball. Like, what is he talking about? No one knows. Nobody knows. That's the point. That's the fun of it, is trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about. Who funked? All right, PJ, get on your horse, man. You've been sucking wind here. Are y'all going to try to block somebody? You ain't blocking nobody. Get out of here.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Way to hit, Kerrigan. Way to get home, baby. Almost called him Harrigan because I'm ridiculous.
And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the score.
McCaffrey, we had this discussion, baby. Come on, man. You have rushed for negative 20 yards. Come on, my brother. Let's be better than this, can't we? Big Lou.
Now on 2nd and 13. Newton. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Queen of, what is Queen of Blades? What's that mean? What's that about? That's one of y'all's Dungeons and Dragons shit? That's that nerd shit y'all be talking about? Big Lou. Big Lou does not care about your offense. Booyah!
That's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points.
StarCraft 3. Okay. StarCraft. So it was nerdy Dungeons and Dragons shit. Got it. That's why I don't know what it is. I've never played a StarCraft game a day in my life, or a gay in my life.
Washington as they come onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last
Come on, guys.
That's what you work on all the time. Make sure
nobody wants him. All of y'all suck. Arm tackle, arm tackle, arm tackle, arm tackle.
Play there for Washington. 57 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden.
Oh, Keegley finally comes up to make a hit. Hey, Luke, how you been? Haven't seen you all game, ho. Y'all ain't do it. Y'all don't get to stand there and look awesome. I'm beating the hell out of y'all. Y'all don't get a highlight reel for sucking. Get your highlight ass out of here. Whoop. Cut up field before you could get there, ho. Made you look stupid. Look at you diving at the air. Because that got that Roy Halou cutback. Watch. It's like a ninja move. You can't see it. Watch this cut. Gone. But you came so fast you couldn't even see it. That's how sexual it was.
Like we've never seen before.
Just think, if he keeps every football.
Let's see. She was a spec ops sniper who wound up getting overrun by the Zerg and became their queen. It's kind of tedious. Sounds tedious. The Zerg don't sound like a happy people. They sound a little bit contentious, especially if they're overrunning people. What's going on, man? Sit back and have a beer. Why are we overrunning people? Let's relax. Remember, they built the robots that fuck people. Why are we still having wars? Get you a fuck robot, go home, and hell, I'll sponsor a couple fuck robots. For like, are there like really bad evildoers in the world? I'll sponsor a couple fuck robots, have them sent to their house. They're not going to be, you know, planning to take over some shit when they have a fuck robot at home. Come on. They have fuck robots now, guys. How are we still fighting wars? We should all be hugging it. Like, we should all be outside talking about the fuck robots in our neighborhood. Like, did you see the fuck robot? I did. It's amazing. Like, men and women are no longer going to need each other. It'll be awesome. We'll stop fighting. Fuck robots will take care of that part, and then the population will dwindle, you know. And then the Christians will finally have their way. Abortions will become illegal because, you know, the population needs more babies. There you go. Everybody wins when the fuck robots show up. They'll be like, everybody start fucking. We need actual babies. Like, all right. And then everyone will be happy because they'll be fucking all the time. Look at that one-handed catch. Well played, number 10, whoever the hell you are. Still fourth down, ho.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them, don't they?
Look at these foot races. Y'all don't want this foot race. All in your ass.
They're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Unless the gloves have changed dramatically over the years. I mean, they have stickum on it. They have stickiness to them, but they're not going to make you know how to catch better. There's a technique to catching the ball properly. I don't know. Certainly the gloves will help, but if you can't catch, I don't know that the gloves are making you a great receiver.
Chambers.
Y'all just left him wide open.
At about the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Are we doing the bobsled team?
As his guys continue to pour it on. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing.
Yeah, we should all be outside talking about fuck robots. That's all humanity should be discussing. There shouldn't be any more race issues. Like you get like Ku Klux Klan. Send the Ku Klux Klan a couple of fuck robots. The Ku Klux Klan will be dismantled within a month. 14,000 of them will be dead because they fucked their robots to death, which is fine. You want those people off the earth anyway. People that can't self-regulate at all, get them out of here. Right? Just let's sponsor a couple fuck robots. Send them to the Ku Klux Klan, the Hillsborough Baptist Church. Send them to like ISIS, or they're not ISIS because they're whatever. The people funneling money into ISIS because they're profiting off. Send the fuck robots. Send them. I need to get a contract with the fuck robot company and just be like, look, man, I'm gonna help you sell fuck robots like nobody's business. I'll just take my cut off the top, but we're gonna have a fuck robot in every house. That's gonna be our. And we'll have to change the name from fuck robot to something. We'll have to come up with a euphemism for it so that sensitive-ass fucking human beings that are all professionally offended at every goddamn thing because they live in a country where we have so much prosperity that you have the goddamn privilege to be offended, you fucks. Yeah. Let's change the name from fuck robot to, you know, sensual intimacy simulation machine. Sensual intimacy simulation, SIS. SISM. Or sister. Sensual, well, because they need to be men too, so we don't want to make it gender based. So sensual intimacy simulation assistant. CISA. I'm going to send you a CISA or a CISA bot. Sensual intimacy simulation thing. Well, that would be cyst. That would be nasty. Right. Electromechanical masturbatory. Yeah, but masturbatory can't be, like, nothing that has to do with sex can be in the term because people get offended by words. So you have to not have sex be in it at all, otherwise. And masturbatory, that's from Satan. That's the evil. Oh, God. Like, okay.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
But that's the thing. Like, just let's start sponsoring fuck robots and send them to all the places where people are doing ill. It'll stop.
As his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Brandon, we're not even out of the first quarter yet, and that's his 3rd receiving touchdown of the game. Tremendous job, and I think this might come under the heading of when someone has the hot hand, you got to keep going back to it.
And on the defensive side, they better figure something out quickly.
Yeah, I think that no matter what, you've got
You know,
to do
like
something
ladies
to slow him down.
having trouble with a man staying faithful, get you a fuck robot. He'll be home.
Right now, he's
And he knows that robot's going to be knocking them boots back to Bangladesh. He'll be home. Like, babe, do you need anything? Get your fuck robot. He'll stop stepping out. As soon as he realizes somebody else can do his job better than him, he'll be at the crib.
As he and the rest of the offense head back out there. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
You know, the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb.
Mr. Potato Head had an issue? What did Mr. Potato Head, did the woke brigade cancel Mr. Potato Head now? The fucking narcissistic, neurotic children that are professionally offended by everything because they have no resilience. And instead of developing resilience, their idea is make the entire world behave the way they want it to so they can be narcissistically comfortable. Those people, did they cancel Mr. Potato Head?
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And for the third time now, this is going to wind up a safety. Unbelievable. Well, it's rare to see one safety. It's even rare to see 2,
3 safeties because you dummies keep running the same plays. Cover that ball, Kyler. Yeah, they got rid of the Mr. It's just Potato Head now. I thought they had Mrs. Potato Head too, though. Didn't they? Didn't they have a lady Potato Head? Who gives a fuck, man? All these people that are fucking... We have so much prosperity in this country that people are finding shit to be fucking upset about. Let them be fucking mad. Cancel everything. Cancel it all. And then you get to live in a world where nobody likes you, including yourself. Look at him go. Your defense is getting murdered, Mr. Rivera. You better do something about it. Because I got a lot of respect for you, dog. But right now we are disrespecting your defense. They were not prepared for the way we came out here to ball out. Yeah, but Miss Potato Head isn't sexist.
Touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all
yeah, but Miss Potato Head, what isn't? I don't understand the rules that the world wants to live by these days. It's like I'm watching young people become modern day fucking Pharisees. Like if you read the New Testament of the Bible, especially the Gospels, where Jesus is talking to the leaders of the time, we're dealing with exactly the shit Christ was dealing with, which is this overly legalistic group of neurotic fucking cowards that want to control everything because they're goddamn pussies. They don't want any hardship in life because they're terrified of it and they have no goddamn resilience. And they're too stupid to realize that that struggle is actually what makes you strong, you piece of shit. Let people go through some of it. Now, obviously, there are types of struggle and oppression that people should not have to go through. Things like sexism and racism. We'll agree on that. But stop goddamn making everything sexist and racist, because it's not. Like, you're seeing it everywhere because you lack resilience. And probably you have serious self-esteem issues. Every person I've met in the fucking woke brigade has violent self-esteem issues. And some of the ones I've tested have very strong Machiavellian tendencies, or one of the ones I've tested, let me be clear with my data here. One of the ones I've tested had very clear Machiavellian tendencies, which makes me wonder, why is this person so manipulative? And in my observation of people that I've tested, people that are very manipulative have usually been abused. Well, a person who's been abused isn't going to think rationally about struggle. They're only going to associate the trauma that they've been through with struggle. So they're going to want to remove all struggle, especially if they're higher in neuroticism than your average bear, which most of these people, when I find them, they are extremely high in fucking neuroticism. Like they come across as righteously indignant, but what they really are is scared. It's like, I am scared to let anything hurt my about, so I am going to try to enforce policies that make it completely illegal for anyone to ever be mean or harsh to us. It's like, all right, if you think that's a good solution, you have done very little reading about how humans work and how the human mind develops. Right? Like if you think putting everybody in a bubble of safety is the way we get to, you know, the promised land and no war and no money and we all live free and just bang each other and have holodecks, yeah, no, not gonna happen.
And tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance.
I swear to God, the other team looks half y'all size. They are. We're big as fuck. My linemen are 7 feet tall. The shortest person on my team, for real, is 5'10", my dad. So we're fucking giants. Like the average, so Ryan, if you look at the 4 people at the top of the screen, the average size of one of those guys is about 5'10", 175, 180 pounds. Right? The next line down is about 6'1", anywhere from 220 to 240 pounds. And then the next line down can go anywhere from about 6'3" to 7 feet. And they're somewhere between 250 to 300 pounds. Right? All my dudes are big as shit. So, yeah. Fit it in there. Ooh, Keegley. Keegley trying to get a little loving. Okay. You finally showed up to play. Good. Now we can have a game.
Right there on the coverage, stride for stride. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 for
Good.
the 20.
Gone.
2nd and
Streets.
10.
Right up the middle. Right up the middle because y'all ain't paying attention. Right up the middle because y'all think I'm just going to air it out every time. Keep playing with me. This is going to be all night, ho.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and
Yeah, run it. Okay, you're going to bring the blitz from the other side? That's cool. I'll just run this way. Here it is.
He's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive.
Got him.
Yards.
Caught you slipping with the misdirection. Thank you, O-line, for making that play possible. Only way that play works is everybody blocks for an extra second. It's funny because, like, I'll hear the woke brigade talk about something like white privilege. And it's like, do you understand you're actually the epitome of fucking white privilege? Like, you're complaining about things that only goddamned privileged people would complain about. I'm mad. Mr. Potato Head is offensive. Like, could you imagine a third world country? We got to get these fucking Mr. Potato Heads out of here. They're going to warp the minds of our children that don't have enough to eat. What are you even talking about? Like, we got to get rid of white privilege. Why don't you stop behaving so fucking privileged? Why don't we start, instead of yelling at us about, I guess I don't have white privilege because it's technically multi-ethnic, but it's like, my dude, you're going to yell at everybody about white privilege. How about stop behaving like you have a ton of it?
Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. To throw on 2nd and 6. Newton, and they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And this is good for a first down. His 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout. Newton will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Yeah, Cam, how about that? At least you guys started running some different plays.
That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case,
yeah, Cam. Big Lou got you.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for the loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Took your throwing lane away. Now what? But you're going to have a quick one to your security blanket, Mr. Todd Olsen. But you didn't, because I took his ass out of the game. Now what? Thought your security blanket was going to come through for you, didn't you, boy? Nope. Because I gave you something you wasn't looking for. Hey, who would you hit up for team sponsorship for one of these night fight teams? Who would I hit up for team sponsorship?
Here's Michael Pilardi now.
So you're trying to find local businesses, probably. Like local businesses who would benefit from their business being talked about at our events. I told y'all to stop kicking me the damn ball. I told y'all that. Nobody listens. So, for example, Ryan, the guy running the ball right now, my son, is 6'6". Right, that's at least 6 inches taller than the average height of the person who's going to be chasing him. So I made my kids the heights they were supposed to be. So my other son looks shorter because he's only 6'3". My other son is, I think, 6'2", the safety, so he's shorter. But he's still taller than most people because he's a taller guy. Braves on the warpath, fight for ODC.
This one fielded at the 5. take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. They've got to find a way to get him more involved in this game plan. Down here in the second quarter, he doesn't even catch.
Don't throw that screen pass again, huh, Cam? Cam is surgical with his completion percentage, though. He's not missing. He's just not getting yardage.
They can make big ones. They want the ball to help their team.
You got to think he's going to want the ball more. One target, no catches. And the running lane's non-existent in this.
Ryan says, yeah, but anything in particular? What do you mean anything in particular? What are you talking
Another
about?
example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point.
Oh, you're still talking about the sponsorship? I mean, the simpler answer to your question is I wouldn't do that because that shit's tedious and I hate begging. I wouldn't do it at all. But if I was told I had to do it, I would just figure out what local business would actually benefit. Like, basically figure out, okay, let me break it down to you like this. What types of people participate in this thing, right? What types of shit do they buy regularly? What types of shit do the spectators, if there's any spectators, buy regularly, right? The company who would sell the thing that these people buy all the time would benefit from sponsoring a team because that company would get talked about in front of people who buy the thing all the time. So no, I wouldn't say beer or coffee because fucking Anheuser-Busch is probably not going to sponsor you for more than about $500 one time if you happen to give them a good reason. Right? Chances are Anheuser-Busch is not going to sponsor your little, middle-age crisis fucking Battle for Mordor league that you guys set up. But they might, it's also not really my lane. I've gotten sponsorships from like Coca-Cola and shit before, but it was one-off, nice to have, just need to pay for this project type shit, right? But it's also, like, I don't like me. I don't like kissing hands and shaking babies. All that glad-handing political networking shit, I hate doing it. So I would not go looking for sponsors. I would just find a way to fund my shit myself. But if I had to go looking for sponsors, what I would do is find businesses in my local area who would benefit from being present at our events because the people there are likely to buy your shit. In fact, I would make it a business who could have their products at the event, which would be products that people would likely buy at an event like that. Right? So like if you had a local brewery making IPAs, I'm sure all of you drink beers or whatever after the event because you're all ridiculous and not actual fitness people, and you do things like drink beer after you work out so you can be dehydrated and die. But because some people do that, have a beer sponsor show up to kill half the audience.
And the route is on here in this first half. Hardly any time.
Let's see, why did you have such huge offspring? You got to ask God that one. I drop hits. That's all I know.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this away.
Yeah, run that thing, ho. Run it, because I'm coming. Coming for your asshole. Lay it down.
And he'll probably wish he'd
You wish you reconsidered because I whooped your ass. Get out of here.
at the 15.
Conventional football 101 tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light.
Like I hate talking to people on the phone so much that like even calling to ask somebody for a sponsorship is like, ugh. I also don't like asking people for shit. Like I'd rather be so awesome that shit is attracted to me than have to go ask for the help. That is just my personality. For better or for worse. I'm not saying that's a good thing. It's just how I'm wired. So yeah, like I remember having to get sponsors for an event when I got Coca-Cola to sponsor me, and I had to do the whole "we're veterans and we just fought a war and don't you want to love us and kiss us?" And they did. They're like, "Yeah, we'll sponsor some veterans that we're not veterans. We're actually still soldiers at the time. We'll sponsor some soldiers that just fought a thing to defend the nation, allegedly. Let's do it." So Coca-Cola cut me a check for $500 and we did the do. But none of that was enjoyable to me. I hated doing all of that.
But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot
Not fun. It's not fun. Like, I don't get joy out of having to call people on the phone and talk to them or sell them on shit. It's like, dude, I'm good. I'd rather, my standpoint has always been make my shit so awesome that people with money want to come give it to me. And that's always worked for me. That's why I haven't changed the way I operate. Like, I typically just build shit that's so dope that people with money, smarts, or resources find it and are like, yo, we want to be a part of this, right? That's what happened with the Good Life Playbook, was it attracted a lot of crazily successful and wealthy people to it, right, who have come into my life and been like, hey, let's be a part of making what you're doing more awesome. That's the way I play the game. So instead of like, hey, I need a sponsor for this thing, it's like either I'll raise the money by selling a product or doing something myself where I provide service or something in my business does. Big Lou. But I've always been like, I don't want to beg to be on the Snoop Dogg show. I want to be so dope that Snoop Dogg's people come looking for me to be on the show. Does that make sense to you? Like, I hate asking for permission. Because the same thing like with the TikTok, not everyone, but people in my audience are upset that I'm not verified. And on principle, I'm not verified because I refuse to ask for it. And my principal thinking is a truly successful, famous person would not have to request this. So if you're making me request it, it's because you think I'm not good enough yet. And if that's the case, I'm not good enough yet. Fuck you. When I'm good enough, you, like, basically my whole standpoint is you'll just put the check mark on my shit when I get good enough. Otherwise, fuck you. I'm not going to ask you for permission because either I'm good enough or I'm not. I guarantee Arnold Schnitzel or whoever's running his account didn't have to request a goddamn check mark. When I get as good as Arnold Schnitzel, I'll have my check mark. Like, I just don't believe like, if I don't have it, I kind of see it like I don't deserve it. If I have to ask you for permission, then I fucking don't deserve it. Because if I was already dope, you would have, because some people took it like I was being arrogant. It's like, no, it's the opposite of arrogant. I'm saying I don't have it because I don't fucking deserve it yet. If I deserved it, they would have given it to me and not told me to ask for it. They would just give it. And the reason why I don't have it is because I haven't done enough or been awesome enough for them to care yet. And when I get that awesome, I'll have my shit. Or I won't. Or I'll never get awesome enough. Either way, I don't give a fuck. I'm not asking for permission to be awesome. I refuse. I'll just go be awesome and let the world decide whether I'm awesome or not. I don't give a fuck. Let them play the game. Are y'all just going to leave the Red Sea open? I'll run it. Still on his feet, ho. You're not going to get me with no arm tackle, ho. Enough with the arm tackles.
It's their quarterback, 42 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on.
Ryan says, I think we need to run it like a business and offer a product. Okay, go for it. I can see that working. Broken Soup is in the house. What up? Clem says, not related to what you're talking about because I came in late, so not 100% sure what the subject is. That is a really long intro. Just say your thing, man. You don't have to do all that qualifying your shit. Just say your thing. I appreciate you doing it. It shows you have great empathy for the room. I feel like I fail when I have to stop and ask for help, and I know it's all in my head. Like, I don't mind asking for help when I need it. Like, I just sent Ryan a request for help, and there's a distinction here. I'm not saying I have a problem with pride in asking for help. I ask for help all the time, and I get, like, for me to be as successful and as good at whatever it is I do as I am, I have tons of help. I don't do any of this shit by myself. None of it. None of it. I have ungodly amounts of help. So I don't have a problem asking for help, and I don't feel insecure or like I failed if I have to ask for help. What I'm saying is I don't ask for permission. Like, I don't go ask gatekeepers, can I please be a part of your thing? And part of it is I learned when I was younger in networking, when I was an artist and just starting a business, when I'd go ask people for permission, usually the answer was fucking no. So I'm like, well, fuck you then. I remember asking artists that I idolized to have an opportunity to work with them. And we didn't get the opportunity. And it wasn't because they were bad people or because actually, or because I sucked, which I probably did suck to some degree compared to them. It was just the for whatever reason, the business side of that wasn't, or the timing or whatever didn't work out. So my thing was, I never want to ask nobody to be on my project. Like, I don't like asking for permission because I don't like being told fucking no. I would rather just be awesome and make a project that everybody wants to be a part of, and then I'm the one telling people no. I want that control. I don't want to go ask to be on a thing that they tell me no to. So instead of putting myself in a situation where they may say no, I'll just become awesome enough to where they can't say no. And now they're asking me. Like, I do it. I've done it all the time in business. Like, you guys don't see me on TikTok talking about, hey, you want me to help you? Would you guys like me to help you get your business marketing squared away? You guys don't ever hear me say that, really. But people ask all the time. I did a seminar a couple weeks ago on Clubhouse. And touchback. I did a seminar on Clubhouse where the minute, literally the moment the seminar ended, my phone started ringing with a business owner who wanted to basically hire my business to do some work for them. And I told him no. I was like, nah, we're good. I understand what you're trying to do. And the truth was, they just weren't at a place where they could really afford my team yet. And I told them what they needed to do to get there. And meaning, even if you could get the money together to pay me and my team, or to pay my team, rather, that money is going to hurt your bottom line so much at your current state that you'd be better off just letting me teach whoever on your team how to do it, and we'll teach you for free. You don't have to pay us. We'll just do it, and then you can go run it. And then when you build enough revenue to justify the expense you would have to pay my team, then we can talk about my team helping you, because now we will have helped you generate the revenue necessary to justify the expense of paying us. Right? So I like it that way. I don't like, I've lived in the world where I had to go cold call hundreds of businesses non-stop trying to grow my business back in the day. It's a fucking nightmare. I don't recommend I don't necessarily recommend against people doing it that way if they're capable, but I'm just like, dude, I'll make my own brand, make it super fucking awesome. People will see what I'm up to and hear the things I talk about, and then they will want my company to help them. That's the way I play more. I would rather attract you to seduce me than have to seduce you, because my whole personality, like I'm not this way actually sexually, but it's a good metaphor for kind of how I am in business. Like, I'm a fuck on the first date guy in business. I want to get right to what is the problem your business is having. How can I help you specifically? I don't need to go to a fucking football game or take you to dinner. What is the actual problem you're having? Tell it to me. And do you know why it is that way? Okay, you don't. The next step is to figure out why. Go back to your team, and when you figure that out, come back to me. And then I will help you. Then from there, I can actually provide you with some help, right? Versus I got to take you to dinner and woo you. Like, I don't have the fucking patience to woo people and that convince them over time that I'm the guy that can help them. I would rather just show people that I'm a fucking killer in public space, and then people are like, yo, we need this killer to help us. It's way easier. Because then I have all the leverage if I do it the way I'm doing it. Like, you want me. I don't want you. I always want to be in the position where a business wants me. I'm never chasing anyone. That's why I tell people, like, if people that text me, sometimes they're afraid, like, are you going to try to sell me something? No. You may buy something, but if you do, it's because you asked me, not because I told you to buy it. And then everyone's like, okay, I can live with that. You're not going to try to sell me? No, I don't have anything to sell you. I do have things that I can help you with that sometimes cost money, but I don't know, one, if you want those things, or two, if they're even capable of helping you, because we haven't discussed what your actual problem is. Right? And until we can know what your actual problem is, I'm not going to start cooking up solutions. Right, but yeah, I can't stand let's get on a call and talk. Shoot me now. Get on a fucking call and talk. Like, do you want to get in this bed and come or not? I don't like. We'll get to know each other over the course of doing business. Because I'm not a small talk guy. I'm a let's either be best friends or let's not be friends kind of guy. Like let's just get. I don't need any more acquaintances. I got plenty of that shit. I'm good. Like, so yeah, I spend way more time telling people I don't want to do it. But like we talked about, now I've got gaming companies because I started doing gaming shit again. Now gaming companies are hitting me up like, yo, can we pay you to talk about our game? Maybe. Let's talk. Like I might talk about your game if I like the game. Ah, damn it. I stepped too far up in the pocket. That's on me.
K1 short with a sack. That's 315 pounds a man right there.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that.
Underneath. Pull it. Good job. Good job, X-Man. Way to kill, baby. Ooh, took you to the clean. Look, Luke Kuechly trying to catch me, but he's not gonna. Oh, that's father and son too. That's my brother. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's nephew and uncle, not father and son. That's my son and my brother celebrating in the end zone. That's cool.
He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs.
Luke Kuechly. Everybody chilling. That's what they need. All right, I got to get out of here in a minute, gang. I got to get on a call. I just wanted to hang with you for a little while.
The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy
shit.
drive.
Okay. Will do. My doctor's office like, hey, my nig, we need you to fill out that paperwork. I'm like, all right. All right. Like, can I just push a button and it fills all this shit out? Why do I need to do paperwork? I hate paperwork. Talking on the phone and paperwork are two of my most hated. Now, let me give a caveat because people hear me say shit on the internet and they think it's the absolute truth and nothing that deviates from it could ever. He hates talking on the phone, which means he hates all of us because we call him. No, damn it. I don't want to talk on the phone about shit I don't want to talk about. I don't mind talking on the phone to people if I'm enjoying having an intellectual conversation. I mind talking about fucking tactical, tedious shit. Like I tell my mom all the time, don't call me if you need me to do something. Just text me, because we don't need to talk about it. Just say, hey, can you stop by my house and bring 17 gallons of water and a sniper rifle? Got it. I'm en route. We don't need to have, hey, Brian, how are you? Because my mom is one of those pleasantry people. They got to warm you up before they actually talk to you. And I told you, I'm a fuck on the first date kind of guy. And in my life, I am not a fuck on the first date person. Like, I'm not trying to, when I was single, I wasn't just trying to bang out the backs of women. I mean that figuratively as a metaphor for how I approach my life. Like, I just, let's get to intimacy fast. You don't need to butter me up with the, hey, Brian, how are you? What are you up to? Fuck, Ma, what do you want? Nothing. I'm up to the same shit I'm always up to. Trying to make the world a little bit less retarded if I can help it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to have a conversation to have, or like people that like, hey, can we have a quick meeting? No. Text me the shit that is the do out for the meeting. Just, is there something you need me to do? That does not require a meeting. Text me the thing you need, and I can do that in 48 seconds instead of being on a phone call for an hour and a half, right? Now, sometimes you do need to have a meeting because you need to discuss things and get ideas and understand where people are coming from. That is an opportunity and a time when a meeting is appropriate. Like I had a meeting with my team this past weekend. It's very appropriate. It was also fun because we hung out. It wasn't just business shit, but it was very different from a meeting I would run in companies that I've run because people are there on, like we were all just kind of hanging out. But if it had been like a meeting, it would have been like, all right, let's get to it so we can get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hold anybody longer than we need to be here. But yeah, like just if a text will do it, don't call me. I don't need to talk to you. Like I don't need the type of human connection that other humans seem to need. Like my kids do it all the time. They're attention whores. Hey, Dad, I just wanted to tell you this thing. Like, dude, we're good, man. I see you all day. We're good. Like my sons will come in my room no less than probably 40 times a day. Hey, Dad, like we've already hey dadded. Get out of here. Or just do what you came in my room to do. Just usually to ask me to do some shit I don't want to.
In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
So here's the Redskins offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
So yeah, man, that's kind of the I don't like chit chatting. Like there's people who can just, hey, what you been up to? Oh, really? That's good. My mother-in-law does it. She will sit on the phone for hours and watch TV with her friends. Like I would rather kill my friends and myself than do that. Like, I don't need constant human contact to feel. And I'm almost a max extrovert, but I don't need superficial human contact to feel connected. Like I feel connected, I think, I don't know, when I have meaningful, like legitimate conversations with people that have a reason, like, and certainly I can bullshit with my brother about what the Redskins and Eagles, the Washington football team and the Eagles are going to do this year. Yeah, that's fun too. I love talking to my brother about football. Like I could talk about shit that's not terribly important, but like just the art of chit-chatting. So yeah, like if you want me calling sponsors, I would probably rather take heroin that day and just not be present.
22-yard gain. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal.
Well, and so we all hate that, right? But the reason why it happens is because some people just do better with that human contact. Like, to them, sending a message seems impersonal. That's what my mother would tell you. It just seems so impersonal and not friendly. I prefer not friendly then. Jesus Christ, I don't need to talk to you for 4 minutes for you to ask me to pick up milk. Because that's wasting time, and I hate wasting time. You guys know that. No, just text it to me, dude. If there's a faster way to do it, that's why I get frustrated too with like the Souls games. Like there is a faster way to do this. It's called just tell me how to win this fucking fight. Tell me the formula, and then I'll practice it and get good at it twice instead of having to do it 90 times because you want me to figure it out by failing instead of actually telling me how to do it. Go fuck yourself. I don't need to play your game.
Team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line.
Ryan's got to drive to the office.
Trying to get back into the game. Teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Yeah, so you're just probably dealing with a personality that's a little bit more feelings-oriented over making decisions based. I hate to say feelings because that really isn't a proper. I hate that the Myers-Briggs calls it thinkers versus feelers because that's such not a proper depict because everybody thinks and everybody feels, and feeling is an extension of thinking. So it's dumb terminology, but it's people who are more people-oriented. Like when they make decisions, it's about how are people going to feel about this decision that I'm making versus what are the outcomes of this decision. So you have people who are more concerned. It's not that they're not concerned with the outcome. They're just more concerned with how it affects the people. Then you have people who are way more concerned with outcomes. They're not completely unconcerned with people. They're just more concerned with the outcome. Like I lean towards the outcome. I'm almost always more concerned with the outcome first than I am how it's going to affect the people. But that's also because I'm a very prudent person who doesn't make decisions that hurt people very often, especially not intentionally, right? So I'm focused very much on outcomes because I've already considered, like if I'm making a decision, it's already, I have calculated there is acceptable risk to the humans in this equation. So yeah. It may seem like I'm making a cold decision, but the truth is I've calculated that already, and now I'm focused on the outcomes. So if you're outcomes oriented, you're going to be like, dude, just send me the text. You don't need to be nice to me to get me to do stuff. Like it's not necessary. Just ask me the thing. But a person who's more person-oriented, they're going to feel differently. Like I feel like I'm being rude if I don't call you and be nice to you. My mom has told me that. She's like, I feel like I'm being rude if I just do that. I'm like, then just please be rude when you're talking to me. Because I get annoyed when you're not, like, your version of not rude is annoying to me. And I say, I know that sounds crazy. Because in your world, what you're doing seems very nice, it's kind, and it's polite. But in my world, it's wasting fucking time. And I get that we come from two very different worlds where we're not going to see eye to eye on that. I'm not asking you to see eye to eye with me. When I'm dealing with you, I will be nice and be pleasant and exchange pleasantries and call to check up on you. I do it with my mom. I call to check up on her because that's something she needs. And so all I ask her is in compromise with me, just please get to the point when you need something from me. Because I will do the buttering up and the glad handing and all the shit I hate because I know I'm dealing with you and that's how you like to be communicated with. I am willing to make that compromise. But just please be willing to do the same for me is all I'm asking.
And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Here comes Keegley. Woo! That is not where I was trying to throw the ball at all, but sure, do you think? Legit question. It sounds weird asking it, so they do it to see my reaction. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I understand.
See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
Sounds weird asking it, so they do it to see my reaction. I don't know if you're overthinking it, Clem, but I also don't understand your question, so I don't know that I'm particularly qualified to answer it. Your question doesn't make sense to me, as it's written. And that just may be my inability to understand, not your ability to type. But I don't understand what weird asking it, so they do it to see your reaction. I don't know. You didn't give me enough information to answer that question. I don't know what you're talking about.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Extra point right down the middle.
Clem says, yeah, way I think and type is way off. Well, you're also leaving out words. So that might be part of it. But you know what? I see a lot of cats on the internet that communicate like you. They leave words out and talk in fucking broken phrases. I don't get it. You guys seem to communicate effectively with each other when you do it. I can't communicate that way. So write out your goddamn sentences when you talk to me. Because I don't communicate like the kind of millennial, we can talk in completely broken fucking sentences that aren't complete and I'm supposed to know what you're talking about. I have no fucking clue. Write that shit out if you want me to read it. Like I've noticed that when I'm making content anywhere on the internet, it's like I can tell when I'm talking to a younger person because it's just like I have no idea what you're like. This is not even a complete sentence, or they write a question as a thought instead of a question. So it's like, is there a question here, or are you just telling me about yourself? Am I supposed to read between the lines and figure you out? Because I'm not going to. I'm going to go move on with my life until you ask me a question I can actually answer. Because I've had to stop myself on the podcast recently because I started this Ask BC show. And a good 20% of the questions I get are just like, what in the fuck is this person saying? Like, I can't even answer this. And I don't say it on the show because, for one, I don't want to take time on the show to say that. 2, I also don't want to discourage people who have a hard time communicating by writing. Like, not everybody is an effective writer. It's hard. Like, some people are better at talking. I'm that way. I'm way better at talking than I'll ever be at writing. Right, so it's like, but at the same time, it's like I want to help this person, but I have no idea what the fuck they just wrote in my comment section. So it's just like, oh god. So like, I tried to do an episode of Ask BC recently, and it was just like a lot of the questions that were coming in was just like I could tell, or at least I believed or thought the person was clearly more creative and artistic because they were talking in these esoteric, abstract terms that could clearly only mean anything to them, and I was supposed to decipher it. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I'd love to help you, but I have no idea how.
Steps away to his left. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened.
Oh, I mean, possibly, Clem. The answer is I don't know because I'm not there. I don't spend time with these people, so it's impossible for me to know. It's possible, but even if that's true, I don't think it's going to make it any more comfortable for you knowing why.
Whoop. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys continue to pour.
Did his guys do it? How about his guys? And did his guys do what his guys were trying to do for his guys? His guys, man. They love his guys around here.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right.
But yeah, so I've started this Ask BC show, and like 20% of the questions I get is just like, wow. I think this person should have spent another day chewing on this. and believe me, it's because the people are trying to communicate about things that are hard and complicated. I get it. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. You know, I've certainly struggled to even come up with the right question to ask a mentor at times. You know what I mean? So, and I remember asking my mentor questions where he's like, "Dude, I don't even know how to answer that shit." Like, that is such a general, not answerable question. Like, you got anything else? Like, nope. It's the best I can come up with, boss. I'll come back to you when I have a better question. Wow, Alex got the sack. Way to go, brother. That was not a free safety blitz, by the way. He just decided to go tackle Cam Newton on his own, which I'm glad he did. Well played, son. Caffrey, where you going, ho? Lay down. You have negative 19 yards rushing. You think it's time to go ahead and call off the dogs home? Is it time to call them off? Time to maybe air it out a little bit there, Cam?
You know me as well as anyone and how I look at a game. I don't ever advocate abandoning anything, but in this case,
safety number 5. I've never had this many safeties in a game. I don't know what and it shouldn't it be Norv Turner who's calling these plays? Like, I don't know what offense Norv Turner is dialing up, but it ain't working. Norv Turner needs to figure something else out. And by the way, nothing but love for Norv Turner. He used to coach the Washington football team. He was the head coach for a while. But it's like, my dude, 5 safeties, your offensive coordination should be in question.
Taken in at the 11.
Let's go, fellas.
Clem says, you plan on continuing Ask BC? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, it's only 20% of the questions that come in that are unanswerable. And it's probably not 20. It's probably closer to 10. A lot of the questions are great. In fact, I have another episode of Ask BC coming up here in a couple of days. I recorded it 2 or 3 days ago, and it'll be out Monday. So, yeah, man. Bring it low. Bring it low right there. That's what I wanted. Right where we wanted the ball. Sometimes it goes right. Yeah, late hit, you punk bitch. Unnecessary roughness. Hell yeah. Give me my extra yards, ho. That's what you get, punk bitch. Yeah, no, Ask BC is live and in living color, man. Because even the people that ask questions that I struggle with, I still want them to ask questions. I want to, because sometimes what I'll do is just ask them questions. Like, all right, let me ask you a few questions because I don't fully understand where you're coming from, but let's see if we can figure it out.
And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. How about that? Their quarterback. He flat out can't be stopped as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
Arm tackles, oh, he got a shoulder pad on him, but he just broke so easily.
But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Point after, right down the middle.
I might need to turn up the can it go up any higher, like defensive tackling ability? I need to check the sliders. Because I may need to adjust the sliders too. Because the tackling shouldn't be this damn bad. Like, it's one, like, I see that they're doing arm tackles, and I get that's why I'm breaking them. But why are they all doing damn arm tackles is my question.
And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes are...
Boom! Big Rich brings up the... Big Rich picks up the slack for your ass. 7 tackle sacks, baby.
That was just absolutely
Big Rich.
coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover.
Come on, man. We're running the ball.
And boy, this
Come on, brother.
Can
we do?
Can we
Stop running the ball. North Turner. Throw it. All right. Play action, running the ball, and read options are a bad idea for a defense that's coming to murder you every play. We play aggressively. Those plays don't work on this type of defense.
For some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection.
You can't do it.
But to me, it seems
Stop it.
Silly, and it leads to a play action sack.
Yeah, why are you running? First of all, why are you running play action on the goal line? You can't possibly think we don't think you're like. I mean, I get part of it's like, hey, we'll trick them into thinking we're running the ball. You run the ball like shit. We know on 3rd and long you're throwing the ball, dude. Like, play action on 3rd down shouldn't even be a thing. I don't know who calls that.
no matter what the defense throws at them, they feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he is into the end zone.
Does the AI learn as you play? Yes. Like, the reason why these plays that I'm running are taking so long to develop is because every team has watched film and they know the play I'm calling, because I'm calling like the same 4 plays all the time. Because against the computer, you don't have to be that complicated. You just have to against the computer, you just have to outplay them. You don't have to be that complex in your schemes. Right? Against a real human, I'd have to play differently, because a human's going to see what I'm doing and just run to the spot in the field where I keep making plays. So the AI is definitely doing what it's supposed to do to stop the play that I'm running. The problem is I have the best offensive line in the history of the NFL. I can hold an extra second to let the play develop another 10 yards, basically. And that difference, that instead of holding the ball for 3 seconds, I get to hold it for 4. That 4th second gets a guy open that I can throw to. So the teams are adjusting to the play. It's just we're just outplaying them because we're more talented than we're better skilled than them at what we're doing than what they're trying to do.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will.
But no, the teams, every team, the last 7 or 8 teams I've played have absolutely adapted to the way I play the game and have forced me to get more creative. Like, I see when blitzes are coming for they're trying to stop this quick pass that I'm getting off. So they're sending a blitz to my backside. I see it immediately because the guy cheats up. It's like, okay, I know as soon as I snap the ball, I need to roll right because all my protection, all of the danger is coming from the left. Snap the ball, roll right. The receiver I want to hit is dragging across the field to the right anyway. So we're going to be running in unison. As I'm running, I'm reading him to say, okay, if the defense runs with him, run the ball. If the defense stops and lets him go open, launch it. Right? So there's things that I'm doing to outplay them. Like, they're adapting to me, but then there's things I'm doing to outplay them. So it's just playing chess, man. It's just understanding how the chess pieces move on the board. And it doesn't hurt that I have a really good team. Like, this is the best team in the game because I made them to be that way. So part of it is just this team is really effing good, and they're hard to beat. But the fact that they're good and the fact that I know how to play football come together, and then now you got 185 points. But the 185 points is just because I'm playing full 15-minute quarters. Because the stats I want aren't the score or the touchdowns. It's like the completions, the run plays. When you play 5-minute quarters, you just don't get to run enough plays for your players to get the proper stats. So I want them to have the catches and the yardage and the blah, blah, blah that they would get if we played full-on games. Good hit, Zach. Yeah, and in football, 4 seconds is like 4 minutes. So, yes. Got him.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack.
I'm going to hit you all day.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? Third and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
Pilardi now on the punt as he sends this one away. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
All right. What do we got?
Long field.
Oh, they're bringing thunder. They're bringing thunder. Roll with it. What the shit?
Nicely good English on that punt.
As sometimes one gets away from you. That's all. That was a perfect play, though. Damn it, he's got somebody in the set. All right, we're going left. And blitz. Blitz coming. Pick it up. Pick it up. Thank you. Bought me enough time for the touchdown, bitch. Peace. You're not going to catch me. Go on. The other play would have been a touchdown, too, if I didn't throw the ball like a madman. So it's like, so that play, for example, Clem, I saw the blitz coming from the right-hand side. I shuffled to the left to give my line a little bit of extra time to keep that guy away. So not only do I trust my offensive line to block for me, I'm going to get some extra separation because I know I want to throw left anyway on this play that's going to break down because they're blitzing me. So I'm going to roll. I'm going to push to my left, slide left, not completely leave the pocket just yet because I need the protection from my front side too. But I'm going to slide to make that defender have to run further to get me. That buys me a second. The line holds. Now Xavier's free. Now I see Xavier break free, launch it. If Xavier hadn't broken free, I would have just run for it and hopefully gotten the first down. But either way, positive yardage is the result of the play, and we all live to fight another day. Anywho, I got to get out of here, guys, because I got a coaching call to get on. Going to be helping some folks out here. So it is a tremendous pleasure to come and hang with you guys for a little bit today. I plan to be back later tonight. I haven't decided which of the games I've just installed we're going to play, but we're going to play one of them. We're going to play one of them for sure. I've got to shut down before we finish today's game simply because I've got other stuff I got to go do. So I love you guys dearly. We're stronger than I. I will catch you guys most likely later today. Peace.